Hi, my name is Shirley Luu, your host, Focus in Finance. Today I want to talk a little bit about business owner. It was very, very interesting. I was at the event. I don't know, I get about 100 business owner that was at the event. And one of the things that these business owner and working with the SBA, it was interesting. I was with the director of SBA administration, and what they try to do is they want to be able to help folks out there. And one day, by the way, I'm going to have the director of SBA come in here on the show with me, talk more about how SBA can help small business owner. But right now, I want to talk a little bit about today. If you got a business out there, whether you got dry cleaning business, whether you have daycare business, whether you have manufacturing business, or whether you have even mom and pop restaurant and all that. So here's a couple of things that's happening with the business owner that I thought I want to share with you. First thing is that the business owner said, in one scenario, they said, look, we have the toughest time in getting good employees. Not just getting good employees, getting employees to even stay, because the problem is that, if I pay them a certain dollar amount, suddenly, someone pays them a little bit more and then they just runs off. And that whole entire time, I'm spending time training them. I mean, one business owner told me, she said, Shirley, it's been so frustrating. For 6 months, I thought I hired someone and they come in and work part-time, and next thing you know, I trained them for 2 months, spent the entire time training them 2 months, and then they come in, they go, well, you know what, I don't think it's gonna work. And then you got another employee that she's retraining, and it's just a constant revolving door. And so now she's still left with no folks. I understand one of her problem probably is because either the benefits, or maybe you're hiring a lot of part-time employees sometime, and part-time employee, I'm not saying that it's not needed. It is needed in some case where you could accommodate. If you're going to hire someone part-time, that student, some cases, that they may retire looking for part-time stuff, and so therefore the dedication of knowing that they don't really have to give 100% all is there. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have dedicated employee. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people work part-time with you. You need to understand you're there to meet their needs at that time because they're needing certain income, and they're working because they needed something to do, or maybe some of them needed extra money. But the sense of loyalty are not really as much, because if you're going to hire me part-time, and here's where you change the game. If you're going to hire me part-time and you give me real, true values as an employee or even contractor, then I'm going to tend to be a little bit more dedicated, that I'm not going to change your game. And so you got to give me a carrot. You got to give me something where I see that you value me, not just because I'm a part-time folks. Okay? And I'll talk a little bit about, because there are programs out there that I think small business owner can incentivize that part-time employee to stay and not going anywhere. So imagine this: if you're an employer, right, where you can create a program, and I'll talk about a program where you could fund it or you don't have to fund it. It's a really neat program, because the connotation is, I have to fund something, otherwise it doesn't work. The second thing is the full-timer. Same situation happened with a full-time employee, guys, trying to get them to stay. If someone pays them a couple $1,000s more, they're going to jump ship. I'm telling you, they're going to jump ship because they see the grass is greener on the other side, until you can show to them that, hey, look, if you're loyal to me, if you're committed to me, we'll sink and swim together, and here's what's in it for you if you stay. So you offer a program that is very uniquely where I can help and show you how that is done when it comes to, showing that employee. Now, honestly, guys, 14, 15 minutes on television to talk about all these unique programs you have, it's not possible. It's one of those things where you got to sit down and take a look at from a financial standpoint where you are from a business owner. So there's a program where you can basically offer the employees programs that they could participate or they don't have to participate, okay? The third component is a lot of time, let's say you're in the business and you have a partner. Now, your partner right now may go half and half in it with you. or they may do 20%, 30%. Every one of you out there, it's got a different arrangement with your partner. And in this partnership, you could have a silent partner, or you could have an actual partner that's in the game with you all day long. Whatever that partner is, that partner could be contributing money, half and half the money to help you run the operation, or that partner could be contributing time and effort. Whatever it is, here's the biggest question for you. What happens, have you ever had a candid conversation with that partner? Do you have a buy-sell agreement in place? Do you have some kind of documents that said, okay, right now you're helping me with 50% of the income. If you pass away, where's that money coming from? So without that partner income, how are you going to survive? Better yet, you ready for this? I had one situation where the two partner works together. He kicks the bucket. One of the partner dies, passes away. The wife of that partner said, I'll take over my husband. I'll come in and take over. Well, if that wife has been involved in working on that business, that knows about it, it's one thing. If she doesn't know about the business, guess what you got? You got a partner coming in that doesn't know about the business, that's about to dictate to you of what's going to be happening. Because remember, she's a partner, and you can't deny her of this. Have you ever talked about that? So, guess what? Personality. If for some reason, I hope most partners like each other and like the wife and the husband, but is that always guaranteed? No. So what happened if you can't work with this person? You say, oh my God, they're demanding, they're doing this and that, and you just cannot, you can't make a decision. Every decision you make is like get counter, then you got another problem. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever considered? And then, have you ever thought about, okay, well, how does the business split? Is there a contractual agreement where you get a certain percentage? Oh, and who can run the operation? Buy-sell agreement, and also life insurance. Oh my God, it's one of the biggest things. Forget about even that pastor, that partner of yours passed away. What happened if that partner of yours happens to get into a critical injury? Before that person is supposed to come to work and helping you do all this stuff, and now they're like, oh, I can't come because I'm sick or whatever it may be. Have you thought about that? Even succession planning on those kind of things. That's why I believe in having a candid conversation for business partnership, from Keyman Insurance to having insurance protection. What if you die? What if you get hurt? What if you get sick? What if, 10, 20 years from now that we're done, doing partnership with each other? How long do I have to be in partner with you again? Is it forever? Is it 5, 10, 15 years? And what happened if the business grows, right? So it's a conversation, you got to have all this. Now, in another episode, I'm going to share you in a little bit more detail. So let's talk a little bit about life insurance. Life insurance, I believe, is a critical component when it comes to a partnership that you have. Even if you don't have a partnership, let me tell you, that business is crucial, because if you die or passes away, your income, the kind of things you do to it, you need to have that sustainability that leave a legacy continue on. So here's a typical what I see in buy-sell agreement. They'll either go with a cheaper term insurance, or maybe things called return on premium term. Okay, so term insurance, regular things is very simple. We buy a 20-year term, you die, you pay very cheap, and it goes away. That's it. Or you go with, a lot of people tends to go with what's called return on premium. Let's say a 20-year return on premium term, meaning we got $1 million business, I'm gonna write a $500,000 policy on you, and I have $500,000 policy on me, because we got $1 million business, okay, and you've been contributing money to it. So if you passes away within that 20 years period, I get the $500,000. It's to help the business. You understand? That is for contributing to the business for its continuation of legacy. That's $500,000. If in 20 years you and I don't die, nothing happens to us, we're still alive, kicking, and the business still thriving, the under return on premium, guess what? Every single premium that you paid into this, is being returned back to the company. So it's kind of like you get free insurance the entire time. Pretty cool, right? But the other dynamic about this is that under the buy-sell agreement, all those things, if you're spending the money to buy this life insurance, did you know that you, as a company or corporation, get that as a tax write-off? You can structure it where it's a part of the benefit plan. And I'm still thinking, why would you not do that? Why would you not, knowing that you can get a write-off on that and have protection on this thing? But is return of premium the right thing? It depends. If you said to me, well, Shirley, I don't know about 20 years where, where it's my life insurance is going to end, and both of us are getting much older. What if you get something inject into a permanent policy? Hear what I said. Permanent policy instead of just temporary term insurance or return on premium, where now my friend Carlos here can leave that business for his partner and his family forever. Where you now have a living benefit as well, because guess what? I don't think you're going to get sick in 20 years. I think you're going to get sick after 20 years down the road. Who knows when, right? It's not if, the question is when will you need to have this thing. And so having something outside where you get this thing that's paid by the company and you got all these benefits that you can have a legacy forever, that's incredible. That is incredible. That business, do you know how, the executive of corporation, they have these kind of things all day long. An individual like you and I, small business owner, never thought about that. There's a reason why big corporations understand and value. So what I'm trying to say to you is that, if you're a business owner, I encourage you, reach out. We'll help you. I'm Shirley Luu. You can reach me at 703-608-1203 or Shirley Luu & Associates. We're all at Google. I love what I do, guys. Look, I believe in truly we rise by uplifting others. Until next time.